Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Pod Fiction, and we're back with another podcast. Today we're going to talk about knights in shining armor.
Yep.
That's about it.
Ancient samurai warriors.
That live in your attic. How do you get them out?
Find out.
Find out. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for our 36-step tutorial on how to remove ancient Chinese samurais from your attic. They will kill you.
Burn down your house. The only thing to get rid of them, and then build upon that.
I'm just imagining like a pest guy comes, like a bug, like an exterminator comes, like, I hate to tell you, but you got ancient samurai warriors in your attic. The father's like, you know what, Shelly, I fucking knew it.
I called this right when we moved in. I fucking called it.
You wanted to play the denial game.
Yeah.
I could hear them rattling up there with their ancient armor.
Yeah. You told me I was an idiot. Well, look at me.
You even
now.
called your mom.
Yeah, even called mom thought I was
James
crazy.
thinks there's samurai warriors in the attic. Are you talking to your mom about this?
Yeah. Isn't the exterminator your buddy Todd? Oh, nope, absolutely not. That's not me. I gotta
Down
go.
to go. Dig it.
No, buddy.
All right, guys. I hope you guys have been jamming out, having some fun, relaxing, maxing.
Hey, Brendan, I got a question for you.
What's up, buddy?
What have you been up to?
Myself, the same as usual. I feel that's what I always say, but I'm going to change things up a little bit.
If you could, if Marvel came up to you like today and was like, "Hey, we got a role for you in the next big movie," which one would you play? Which character would you play?
Am I doing basically what's happening with Mark Ruffalo, how he replaced what's his face?
Edward Norton?
Yeah, as the Hulk.
Exactly.
Okay, I get to replace
You get to replace one person.
Captain America.
You're taking Cap?
I'm taking Captain.
Nice. You're gonna get some. They're gonna give you some premium juice to bulk up.
I think I don't want to be that guy, but I'm a little bit bigger than Captain America.
I think you're definitely taller than Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, so like it's just like losing the fat that I have and replacing it with Evans muscles.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna take you a long time.
No.
Remember Evans? He was a kind of like
he was a chubber.
He was like cut, but he was
Flame
not
on.
shredded.
I just want to get in that like machine where they wrap me up.
Wrap me up. Wrap me up. Do you think I would cause a world war if I took Black Panther over?
You don't have to be black to be a Panther. Its name is Black Panther. It's like, white rights. Everyone can have them.
Do you think they'd be upset if we made a white Panther?
Oh, fuck. They were all out of masks, so I have to wear a sheet on my head.
Oh.
Does it look okay, though? Does it
Where
go with the rest of
the big cross? Just put it on in the back.
Well, I'm a crusader. I fight for Christian rights.
Exactly. The cross is on fire!
Holy fuck.
Oh
You've been promoted to Grand Wizard. Congratulations. I like D&D. Can I mix that with my character? Oh my god, please stop it. There's going to be a lot of really upset people.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so what I've been up to, aside from creating very racial cartoon characters, playing lots of video games lately.
Nice.
I've been finding lots of time for that.
And Darksiders remaster come out?
It's out. It came out in May, early May.
Dark
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
I bought it.
Isn't there a game called Darksiders or something?
There's three. There's three Darksiders. Okay. It originated in 2007, created by THQ and then purchased by somebody else. I'm pretty positive that's by THQ. Anyway,
I believe it.
Yeah, Dark Souls Remastered came out, and that was the game that I bought in. I was gonna play it post Far Cry. Like that was my post Far Cry game.
Yeah.
My post God of War game was gonna be not Far Cry. It was gonna be something else. It was gonna be either Assassin's Creed or what other game did I buy? It was either gonna be Assassin's Creed or something for the Xbox. Can't remember. Oh, Shadow of War. That's what it was.
Oh yes.
But then, of course, you lent me Far Cry, so I'm like, well, now I gotta fucking play Far Cry. It's honestly, that's been 2018 for me with my games. I feel like a lot of the games that I've played have just been rotating between, like, us. Like, we'll, like, lend games here, lend games there, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty fun.
We ain't all paying $90 per game.
No, we rotate and shit.
Exactly.
But Far Cry I'm really digging. Like, I didn't beat Far Cry 4, and I'm probably going to finish Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
I say probably because now I have Dark Souls already installed in my PlayStation, ready to play, and I want to fucking play it. Yeah. And I wake up thinking about it, I'm like, oh, man, so how am I going to build my character? Ooh la la. And I'm like, no, I got to wait it out. I've put like 28 hours into Far Cry.
Honestly,
so
when I get it back, I'm going to jam on it for a bit.
It's fun, dude.
It's a fun, just like go around and do stuff game.
It's like GTA in that fact, but you don't have to like play the game. You just like fuck
more
around.
Of like a racially bad environment.
Yeah.
With, like people that want to murder you all the time.
Yeah, well, that's GTA. Play online.
Play online. They don't like you, and they call you the N-word constantly.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Sometimes they call me gay. Maybe. Who are they to say which one's real?
Word.
Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't like it.
I don't fuck with the word fudge packer. That's rude. Don't call me the F word.
Rude.
But aside from that, I've actually been watching quite a few movies, which is kind of...
You watched Game Over, man.
I did. Man, that was a good movie.
Yeah, Brennan really likes it. I thought it was so-so.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of... Yeah. I think, like, in regards to, like, Workaholics, like, you get, like, much more for your bucks at half an hour. So they can pack a lot of jokes into it. Mm-hmm. But, like, an hour, 2-hour movie, it's, like, really got to, like...
Yeah. It's basically, like, a comedic version of Die Hard.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah, it actually is. To me, I was thinking, like... When you watch a Workaholics episode...
like, even, like, they have a black guy...
Yeah,
who
the nerd.
has, like, the briefcase and who hacks into the computers. That happens in Die Hard.
Yeah.
Almost, like, fucking frame to frame.
That's what he says when he comes in. He's like, and I don't be confused with that black nerdy guy from Die Hard. Because I'm not him. That's what he literally says that when he gets, like, his first scene in there.
They know who they're stealing from.
But I think they needed to, like, have, like, an actual story, which takes time. So, like, if you take out all of the, like... Because in Workaholics, there's not really a story. Like,
no, it's just...
They get high and do something stupid.
And something fucked up happens. That changes the story.
But, no, it was enjoyable. There could have been, like, a lot more jokes in it. Like, a lot more raunchy shit. But there was plenty of that.
Movie, right? Just
chill out
with, like, a buddy.
That's what I did. I watched it with Adam. We just hung out and watched fucking Game Over, man. It was...
Friend's new best friend.
No, it's not. He's a friend. Calm down.
Yep.
Whose picture is next to mine in this locket on my chest? Oh, wow, Adam replaced it.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's something I'm going to be aware of. He touched me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Whoops. That freaks me the fuck out. No, that was a good movie. And then we watched The Disaster Artist.
You did. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really funny.
It was.
It's funny because Brennan has, like, the opposite take on
it.
He liked it, but, like, not as much as he thought he was going to.
Yeah, well, from what I thought before going in...
That was like a balls out comedy.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a mock... Or it's like a documentary with comedy in it.
Yeah. There's a lot of serious stuff that happens in it. And then, like, the characters and the actors and stuff, like, laugh and stuff. And it's like, that's really fucked. That's sad.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be laughing at that.
How he treated everybody was,
like,
horrible. I think he really deals with, like, psychological problems.
Oh, absolutely,
he
man.
He has very heightened paranoia.
Well, there's the scene where they're, like... It's really hot and that girl passes out and then they're all outside and they're talking about, like... what they think the movie's about,
and no one knows.
And then the one girl, like, she basically describes, like, she's like, it's Tommy's life. Like, there's a Lisa, there's a Mark. Like, she's describing, like, that, like,
all the people. Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, that's true. That actually sucks.
Yeah.
And it would make sense that this person, like, being kind of, like, not mentally deranged, but, like, mentally wounded, would kind of, like, create a new persona as Tommy Wiseau and then begin life new in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because you never even know about his past.
Yeah. So it's like it's kind of sad. It was a good movie. It was actually really cringy, I found, and it was hard to watch in certain spots. Where I was like, "This is like not." Weird. It's not that it was bad. It was just like it's unenjoyable because it's sad.
Oh,
right?
Actually, like were you watching with Adam?
Yeah,
that's a little bit of a weird movie to watch with that. Like something that's like more serious than not.
Yeah. Well, plus because I put it on, I'm like, let's watch it and let's eat food while we watch it. And I was like, this isn't funny. So then we turned it off. And it's like, we're not going to watch it again. And then the next day we finished it while we were eating again. I was like, well, might as well just finish it. We've watched half of it, so
yeah.
But no, overall it was a really good movie. It just wasn't what I.
It's the part when he literally drives by and he's like, not enough people yet, and then he comes back and he's like, traffic, and it's like everybody saw you drive by, you fucking idiot.
And he's like, the best part is what the director guy's like, that was pretty weird of Tommy, and then Seth Rogen's like, honestly, at this point, if he did do something weird, I wouldn't think it was Tommy. And I was laughing so hard.
That actually is such a funny part.
It was a good movie, and then at the it was actually like sad when his movie's playing, everyone's laughing.
Everybody's laughing, and he just kind of like loses it a bit. Yeah. He's like, the fuck. And then, like, he goes back and he just embraces it.
Yeah, well, because the other guy goes up and, like, tells him, like, Greg or whatever, he's like, yo, like, this is a good response.
You get yeah, exactly. You got a reaction out of people, right?
I don't know, man. It was kind of surreal seeing, like your movie on the big screen, you know what I mean? Like, that was pretty fucking...
Like, people kind of, like, chuckled at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for a second, I was like, I'm really upset about it. And then I was like, I got a reaction out of people. So.
Yeah. And that's good.
Exactly.
You made someone do something with your vision.
Penis. Oh, yeah. Penis. Oh, no, I liked what you said first.
Yeah,
I like that.
Vision of penis.
Visions of...
heavy gay undertones in all of our
Constantly.
works. Oh, yeah.
They're not really
I wouldn't say they're undertones. Yeah.
They're
like
overtones.
Right in your face. It's kind of like it's kind of like the shepherd's pie of cock. Like every other layer's penis.
Oh.
Hamburger, penis, corn, penis.
Next layer, double penis.
Yeah, well, we ran out of fucking hamburgers, so we had to put more penis. Hope the people don't mind eating extra penis. But aside from that, yeah, I mean, I haven't really been doing much else. Playing games, watching movies. Adam recently moved in with me, so we're kind of just living together now, which is nice. It's nice to have a dude roommate. We're hanging out, watching movies. Yeah.
No, a dude. No. Dude mate.
I've had other roommates where like where I lived with them where it didn't like fit as well, like because there was so many of us. There was 4 in total, but I feel like one-on-one it's a lot easier to like just relax and like share the living room. Because when I lived with other roommates, it was like I was always in my room.
Somebody has to somebody's always watching something that you don't really want to watch.
Yeah. And it's like, you just want to be by yourself sometimes, and it's like, I don't really feel like that here, and I think that was because of the other roommates, which was kind of nice, but...
living with a lot of people, you kind of want your own space regardless. Living with just one other person, it's easy to find your own space.
Yeah, and my house, also this house is bigger than the house I had with them, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. Those are really like kitchen, living room, and then all the rooms on one side.
Yeah, and the hallways were small, too, which made it feel smaller, because it was almost like just single rooms.
Literally, like, right next to, your door is, right next to the other person's door.
Yeah.
So if, you're, very violently masturbating, it's just weird.
That was the one weird thing we didn't have. We always violently masturbated, and we were really comfortable with it. I was like, good session? Good session.
Good session.
That was
high
good.
five.
We high five our jizzy hands over it.
That's a really bad sound effect.
But what about you? What have you been up to, buddy?
Gave up on The Godfather.
Yes.
Or not The Godfather, The Sopranos.
The Godfather didn't return my favor, so I gave up on him.
Exactly. Show's really boring. It's like, I thought it was going to be a gangster show, like the Mafia, but it's more of a family show.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're going to do because it's like the early 2000s, we're going to do like a family show like Roseanne, but throw Mafia in it.
Yeah, with nudity and raping.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't think I've seen anybody get raped yet.
No, he'll get there. Or you won't, because if you're done, you're not going to... Yeah. Are you actually officially done?
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just over watching.
How far
did
you get 3 seasons? Or
half into the second one.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if it picks up. Like
I might finish the second one, but dude, it's really... There's literally a whole episode of this guy just hanging out with Jon Favreau because he wants to sell a script. I'm like...
This sucks.
This is really fucking dumb. Really dumb.
It's weird because you usually expect a higher... HBO is usually really good for having really good...
And that show's panned as one of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? It's so fucking dull.
Yeah. I think we've just kind of come to expect more from shows. I want excitement, and especially when it comes to gangsters, I want guns and murders and betrayal. Mm-hmm. I want real mafia shit.
Yeah, I don't want hey, my mom's pissing me off, so I'm gonna have a fucking stroke in my backyard. Legit, it's ridiculous. It's boring as fuck.
I've already had a stroke in my backyard. Stop doing it.
Exactly. I watched American Werewolf in London recently. That was really, really good. Then I watched a documentary on the making of the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Oh, okay. Was that after or before you watched it?
Before.
Oh, okay. That's pretty fun.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I watched this recently, and then I recently watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre again. So I watched this documentary on how they made it, and it was kind of a bunch of theater actors, not a lot of really known people, right? And so they literally had this one guy in his 20s, and they put face makeup on him to make him the old man.
Yeah.
But it's this really weird rubber face, and it looks like he's kind of like a mummy.
That's kind of cool, actually.
But yeah, it was really good documentary. They talk about stuff that they had to do. He's most the guy who played Leatherface. He's most of the sounds in that movie that come from my character aren't me. He's those are
that's pretty
other
cool.
Recorded stuff because they wanted to do other sounds.
Yeah.
So he's there's only one scene where I actually use my real voice.
That's pretty
him,
cool.
Screaming
yeah, needle dick. I was thinking Waterboy too.
And there's a part where he falls down and he has a chainsaw. And the chainsaw lands on his leg and cuts him open.
Okay.
So they actually had to use a real chainsaw and put it on his leg. And so what they did was they put a sheet of metal there and then a stake. So it would just cut through the stake.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so the guy's we can have someone put it on you and take it off, and he's no, I'm going to do it myself because I can judge if it's going into my leg or not.
Yeah. That's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
But still kind of scary.
A fucking chainsaw. Yeah. So it literally dropped it on his leg, started going, and he took it off, and he actually lets out a scream in the movie, and it's a real scream,
yeah.
Because the plate got so hot that he thought it cut through him.
Oh, fuck.
Into his leg, so it just turned out the plate was really hot. So I was holy fuck, that would have freaked me out.
That's that's so fucking cool, but really fucking scary, obviously, but that's fucking cool.
And then there's like this one scene that they had to shoot for like I think like they said like they're shooting for like 72 hours.
Oh shit!
And it's like it's not even a really long scene. It's like maybe like a 10-minute scene in the movie, and it's like the dinner at the end when like everybody's together and there's like a lot of like shit food on the table.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And it's like it's dark, and like so the food that they put on there was like real food, but it kept getting rotten because of how hot it was in there. So it would stink really badly. So like people that were working on the movie would have to go outside and throw up.
That's fucked.
Because it stunk so bad. Like all like they had cheese and they would just fucking go rotten like in an hour.
That's crazy, man.
It's so hot and like all the meat was getting rotten.
Well, plus you have all the lights in there too, like
Yeah.
to like. That's fucked.
Exactly. And they had like big curtains covering the windows, like so that even gets even hotter because of that, right? Like,
Yeah, just literally just bathing in
you gotta
fucking
think how many
heat.
people are in that room? Like in that scene, there's I think 5-6 people in that one room. Think about that, and then the people that working
Holding
in
the
movie,
camera, the
doing
lights.
doing like the camera, the directing, all that stuff, and it's like that's one fucking hot room. So yeah, like it was like really gross. But yeah, like there's this one guy in there who actually looks like James Franco a lot.
Really?
I honestly thought it was James Franco. I'm like, no, this movie's way too old for James Franco to be in it.
Because he'd have been a kid, like a real kid. Like that was,
Yeah,
was that made in
exactly.
like '78 or was it in the '80s?
70s. It was like one of like those first like horror movies, but they made it like a documentary, so it was like really fucked up. They did like
That's
a really
cool.
like guerrilla style like camera, where it's kind of like shot like a bit like of like somebody like kind of following them around. It's like a little bit shaky, but like not like documentary style,
Yeah.
but like kind of like that.
That's
Like,
cool.
Really like was like crazy when it came out, which is funny because like when the sequel came out, it's like so they made like Texas Chainsaw Massacre like 2 like I think like 10 years later or 12 years later.
That's a long time.
And it's like the complete opposite of a movie. Like it's just the exact opposite of that movie. It's like completely shot differently. It's like a fucking comedy making fun of the original kind of.
Really?
It's made by the same guy.
That's fucked.
Yeah, so it's like honestly the whole movie's just fucking crazy. I remember when I was watching it, I texted you and I was like, honestly, I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea. Like it's fucking ridiculously crazy. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of insane. Like
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super weird. Like they like there's these two main characters and they're like disc jockeys, and so like Leatherface like basically breaks into like the studio and they end up like killing the other guy and like capture the girl. And so there's like one part they're in like where Leatherface lives and they cut off the guy's face, and to hide the girl he sticks the face on her face, and then the guy wakes up without a face on and he's like, oh shit, and just dies.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. It's like a crazy movie. We should watch it sometime. It's fun.
I'll watch number 2. I don't care.
I don't think I finished it, to be honest.
There you go. So it'll be like a new little treat for you. You don't have to worry
Exactly.
about watching it and be like, oh, this sucks. Also, I don't know. It's fun to watch movies with people because you get like that real analysis. Like, what did you think about it? It's like, it was dumb.
It's like, I loved it.
That's good though. I mean, I don't think I think I've seen one of them. I don't remember which one though. I don't really remember much about it, but
Yeah.
I've definitely seen one of them.
Yeah, you probably watched the remakes.
Yeah, I probably watched it in like 2005.
The first remake is absolute fucking dog shit.
Yeah,
It's made by Michael Bay too.
really?
The beginning I like, but the remake is so fucking shit. It's all literally like, so this is the first one. The first one is like a group of kids and they're on their way to visit like their like one of the person's like father's old houses.
Okay.
And so like they're going and they pick up a hitchhiker and the hitchhiker's like fucking crazy. So then like
Yeah.
they kick the hitchhiker out, and so then they go to like this house and they start with like they're like, oh fuck, we don't have any gas. Like they went to the gas station, but like the gas we don't get it till tomorrow.
Okay.
And it's like that character you see later on in the movie. So he's like, you could like hang out here till like it possibly gets here if you want. And so like, no, we're just gonna go to like the house, and they see another house and like, oh, they have a generator, maybe they have gas.
Yeah.
So like two of the people like venture off and go check out the house. And like knocking on it, and like fucking the one guy, like the girl's outside, and the one guy goes inside the house. And so like he's walking in it, and he kind of stumbles, and Leatherface comes out, and he just smashes him in the head with a mallet and kills him.
That's fucked.
Yeah, and then like the second girl like comes in looking for her boyfriend, and he like grabs her and like shoves her on a meat hook into her spine.
Okay, so dead.
And no, she's alive.
Well, yeah, but like paralyzed for life.
Yeah, exactly. And she ended up getting killed. So it's like that, and then like kind of like more people are like looking for their friends, so they go and venture off in the house like in little increments. So they
Yeah.
all get killed except for like the one girl, who then it turns out like the guy who owned the gas station is like Leatherface's dad.
Oh, okay.
And the hitchhiker is like Leatherface's brother.
Oh shit.
And so like they're all this like really fucked up family that eat people. And so they basically take this girl, like the last one, and they like tie her up and like have her there for dinner, and then they try to get the old man to kill her, but he's like way too weak, and she ends up like running out, and like it's kind of like most of the movie right there. Sorry guys. Like it came out in the 70s.
Does someone pick her up after that?
Yeah,
I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
And then they drive
Does she
off.
kill herself?
No, that's the you're thinking of the remake. So
okay.
I'll just tell you the remake. So the remake is like they get in this van, like it's like they have a van in the first one too. So they have like the van, they're driving, and it's like a bunch of hippie kids because it's based in the 70s, but it's not the 70s. It's the remake. And so they pick up this girl who's like just like on the street, and she looks like a fucking zombie. And so they pick her up, and she's just like, "Don't take me back! Don't take me back!" And she's like freaking out, and she pulls a gun out of her vagina, legit, because she's walking. So there's a gun stuck up her vagina. So she pulls a gun out of her vagina and blows her fucking brains out. And so everybody like freaks out, like, "Oh my god!" So then,
as you would probably too, seeing a girl blow her face with a
do.
fucking vagina gun.
Yeah. And so then the cop like stops, like they call the cops, but the cop is, the guy who's like dad's Leatherface. Like he's like the Leatherface dad, or the Leatherface of dad, the father of Leatherface. And so then he's like fucking with these kids, and then there's like these other two kids that are doing like something else, and then like Leatherface and gets them, and it's like this weird dynamic where it's all based about this woman killing herself instead of being based around like these kids wandering and like getting murdered. So it's kind of like it's stupid in that element where like nobody's really not knowing what's going on because everybody's expecting that they're gonna die like throughout the entire movie.
Oh, okay.
Because this guy's like fucking with them, so it's like you don't really get that like surprise out of anything. Like,
yeah. Well, I guess it sounds like in the first one, so it was like they weren't they were going to just like look for gas, and then they just died.
Exactly. So it's like kind of cool. They have that like okay, everything's going good and bad, and you did.
Yeah, Meat Hook Spine. That ain't one of my favorites. That's a fucking.
The second one's pretty good, or the beginning's pretty good. It's like two guys that were in like the military. Like one guy's going into the military, and the other guy doesn't. Like he signed up, but he doesn't want to go. And they're traveling with their like two girlfriends. So they end up like basically these bikers. I'm trying to like fuck with them.
Okay. Like
and try to like kill them, like run them off the road and shit. And they end up like fucking smashing into a cow. And so then like the cop shows up, which is like the dad of Leatherface. The dad of Leatherface.
Yeah. Leatherface.
And so then, so he's like, oh, he basically fucking shoots. Well, I'm pretty sure he shoots both the bikers in the head right there. So you kind of like, oh fuck, this guy ain't playing. And so then he takes like, I think he takes like two people back to his farm where he like takes the two guys. I know that because he like ties them up and fucking beats the shit out of them.
Okay.
And it's like really good. It's like it's pretty interesting. It's like then Leatherface shows up, but it's like really cool because like the dad is that that guy that was in the Platoon movie. He's like, you motherfuckers, like that guy that's like he's in,
I've seen Platoon.
Like he was in Full Metal Jacket.
I've never seen that movie either.
If you do, like, what I'm talking about. He's like a really famous actor. I just don't really I can't do a good impression of him. And I don't feel like pulling up a picture. But yeah, so it's like he's really good in the movie, so it's fun. It's like one of the better ones. They've made a lot of shitty movies.
How many of them are there? You said there's like 10?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe there's 9. I could be wrong though.
That's a lot. That's still a lot for any franchise. Movies. Considering the movie started as an indie film,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if one of your indie films made it like a fucking cult classic over 20 years of movies. That's crazy. I guess longer than 20. It's like 40 years now. Yeah.
Probably go on for a very long time. It's a very like loved film.
Yeah, for good reason. Yeah. Leatherface is spooky.
Even the second one has like a really good following to it.
Yeah.
Like people like love it or they hate it. And they have like a cult following for it.
It's weird. I never see you at parties. We have a love-hate relationship. Right now, I just really love them.
What's that from again?
Super bad.
Oh, yeah.
When Jules tells him that she'd never seen...
I've never seen him. He's like, yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with them, and now I really love them.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny. Oh, shit.
Okay, so now that we've got through that, what do you want to talk about next? I think we've both played through and beat God of War since the last time we were talking about it. What are your initial thoughts?
fun game for about 3 hours.
Yeah. Then you think it just gets repetitive after that?
You kind of start losing interest a little bit, I find. It's fun. The storyline moves very slowly.
Yeah. There's not much storyline, to be honest.
At one point, you're just like, man, I just want to fucking get to this mountain and be over this shit.
Yeah.
You fight a lot of the same monsters, which is like really boring after a while. Like it just gets annoying. You're like, yeah, I get it. I can kill these guys like nothing. So now I'm going to have to fight another barrage of them. Okay, blah, 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 they're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, walk in another room, there's another barrage of them. Da, 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 they're dead. And it's like, you go like fucking an hour without any any story in it. And it's like, well, okay. Cool.
I found the same thing. There's a lot of similarities in enemy variety. Like, they're not... I think they could have done more work on player engagement as far as, like... They give you lots of weapons and shit to use, but I find that it's really... watered down in its aspects of like how you implement it. There's different kinds of enemies. It's like, oh, this enemy's red, so you have to use your axes, or this enemy's
At the
blue.
start, it's fun, but after like the 30th time of fighting the same guys,
well, I was getting tired of fighting the fucking trolls, dude. The ones that like punch and like pick up rocks and throw them at you. It's like
I found they're too boring to fight.
Yeah, well, because they're not hard to kill.
Exactly. It's like,
and I'm playing on normal.
It's a big monster doesn't mean it's like gonna be hard to kill, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of boring. I found like the fight between Thor's kids was pretty fun. Pretty fun battle, especially when there's like mist around you.
And you have to like
figure out where they're coming from, and they give you like there's like, oh, this way, and it's like they're not even coming from that way.
You throw the shield up.
You actually have to listen to where the echo is coming from on the voice, so then you kind of like shift over there. So
how did you fight them? Did you get one down to 0 and then go for the other one, or did you fight them both at the same time?
I fought one.
Me too. I found the bigger brother, the one that you kill first. He's the easier one to like actually take out. He has strong attacks, but he's weak. You just take him, and then. But the thing is, their health bars. I don't know if you noticed, but like when you're attacking one, like it'll lower, and then if you leave this one, he starts giving health to this one. So you kind of have to like hit them both occasionally, so that they have just a little bit of health being reduced. It was kind of fun.
That's cool. I noticed that.
That was probably the coolest boss fight of the game, actually.
100%. Yes. Yeah. The final boss was like me.
The final boss was really dumb.
It was mostly story. So
yeah.
Where it's like, I'm talking shit about not being enough story. Well, the ending's too much story.
Yeah.
So you could have took that and put it, sprinkled it along the trail there.
I think, I was actually telling Michael this, one of the biggest problems that the game has is that in other God of War games where they bring in a character like Hercules or Poseidon or Zeus or Hades, you're like, you know these people, because I feel like Greek culture is more integrated with like North American culture than Norse mythology is. Because when it comes to
know the ones they've made movies about it this time, like Odin, Thor. That's really about it.
Yeah, there's really nothing else in there that like
Frost giants and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
we only know that through Marvel movies.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, the witch of the woods was Freya. I'm like, who the fuck's Freya?
And it's like, well, I don't want to spoil the...
Spoilers, fast forward.
Yeah, okay, so find out, like, the son is actually Loki, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's literally like a who cares moment in the game. People who care, it's like, don't care. It makes no sense, because Loki's a god of mischief, and that kid's...
Like, he's mischievous, I guess, and like,
Not
he's
really.
like, he's...
He has a bow and arrow. That's about it. He doesn't do anything mischievous.
Maybe now that he knows he will do. I don't know. But
I don't know. But I was hoping that kid would get a spin-off game.
That'd be kind of
cool.
When he
grew up.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, he's Loki, and it's like, okay, we're not getting a spin-off game.
No.
Because they're not going to make a game about Loki.
No. I think the North mythology spin on God of War is neat, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Like going into other territories.
Yeah. And it's really cool because there's one point where they talk about the I can't remember his name, but he's the giant that Odin hates, the one that he took the eyes from, the one that can travel. But they show other other religions, so it's like, oh, cool. So at some point when they're done with this, they can go to like other religions.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking of a game where you fight Jesus.
I literally just thought of that as well. I'm like,
how fucking sick with
it? Shit out of Jesus, blasphemy.
Then then it's like, oh, he wasn't the final boss. You gotta fight God. Like,
and it's just like literally you're looking at his toe and it's like the sides of a mountain. You're like,
that'd be fucking cool.
End game.
Yeah, that's so God of War, dude. Where
that is super God of War.
It's like, oh, here's the final boss.
Here's the boss you wanted to fight.
Now wait 10 years to fight him.
Exactly. So that's our opinion on fucking God of shit. Just kidding. No, it's a good game.
It is a good
How
game.
would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could give it a 7.
Yeah.
It's visually very fun.
Oh, visually the game
visually
is
really nice. Enough stuff to do that you're not bored through most of it. It does get a little tedious after a while. Story mode's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a different take on a God of War game that we thought we were going to get the same of the original shit, right? So it's kind of cool in that sense as well.
Yeah, they brought in a lot of cool stuff that I really, really, really enjoyed.
The upgrades were fun, a lot different. So Actually, I didn't like it. No, I'm going to take that back. The upgrades are way too hard to get.
Oh yeah, that I agree. The like the trees that you use to unlock your like abilities, where you're like, now your axe is level 4, you can upgrade all this shit. I never used any of it.
I don't find it made a difference.
No, it didn't. I mean, and then there's like sometimes I'll do like a cool move. I'm like, oh, that was cool. I didn't even know I could do that. I just feel like you can. And correct me if I'm wrong. We could probably even put it to the test. It'll be harder. You probably got to focus more on like your combat skills if you play on harder difficulties.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It wasn't like overly.
It wasn't game changing. You could take that out of the game and it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's cool that you could change like his armor and shit, but it's like you have to get so many coins and like at the start it's just like
thanks, wind.
That was so funny. The door just literally opened and Kiro just started strolling in like it was so cute.
I was waiting in a bunker.
Yeah. 30 feet below sea level.
Fucking Kiro. Anyway, yeah, no, God of War, I'd give it a 6.57. 7.5 I feel like it's being too generous.
Yeah, 7.5 is way too generous.
On our
7's good.
7's good. 7's good. Let's land on 7.
7's a nice round number.
I like 7.
So me and Brennan both went to Graphicon.
Ooh, we did.
Not
Separately.
Separately. That's funny that was like we need to say that.
Yep.
So we both had different experiences. So my trip was it was June 9th, which is also Kelsey's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Kelsey wasn't like overly excited to go, but I was like, okay, I'm going. So like I took her out for breakfast, and I'm like, okay, after that we'll go to Graphicon real quick. So like I go there, and so it was really nicely laid out. I think it's the best one they've had so far. I think that they're bringing in more vendors, which is cool. You got the T-shirt, you got the posters guy, you got comic vendors, you got toy vendors. Not really much of toy vendors actually.
There wasn't much game vendors either.
There's
Comics North was it.
Comics North was the only game vendor.
Not that I have a problem with that. It's just that I like some variety. But I'll let you go. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I wonder if maybe they didn't allow any other game vendors.
I'd be really
Conspiracy theory.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe
Conspiracy theorist.
Maybe.
So yeah, I didn't see any other game vendors there at all that you mentioned it now. Maybe
well, that was the only reason I actually went there was for game vendors, and it's not that I don't like Comics North because I buy a lot of stuff from Comics North and I do like them, but it's just
you see the stuff.
I just know that they're I mean I know most of what they bring to places, and I know that like if I want like a couple games or one game or whatever, it's not like I'm gonna go and be like, all right, well give me $25 for this. Like I'm not really.
He's fairly stiff on his prices, so you get.
He runs a business. Like he's not like just a game vendor on the side, right?
He's not like a game vendor from a con where they're like, hey, it's getting a little like late, so okay, I'll give you a good deal.
Yeah,
he's like I got a store, I'll just sell this in my store.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
But I like that. Like even when we went to Fan Expo, I mean there was only 2 vendors, but I like the
that was surprising to me because I thought there was gonna be a lot more and there's nothing.
I just like the like, all right, well this and then like this for $10-$20. Like how about 25?
Haggle, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
You feel like you won.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And I have a cool story about the games I'm gonna put on my shelf and never play.
Exactly. So yeah. They had some celebrity guests. They had some guys from Power Rangers, Dino Thunder. I've never seen the show, so it wasn't like cool. I was like, oh, that's neat for like the kids that do watch the show. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know when Dino Thunder came out or how relevant it is at all, but that's Power Rangers are fucking dope.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool that they got those guests there. I feel like I'm forgetting like other guests, but there's some guy from like the TV show The Strain, which I've never seen. They had like a bunch of like indie comic places. They had like Auric of the North. Never read that. They had like Big Nick there. They had Captain Canuck. So they had like a bunch of like little like comic book vendors that were like selling their own merchandise, which is cool. I dig it. So like when I got there, me and Kel showed up, and so we like get on the floor. Actually, we started right at the top. Where
Oh, really?
Our old table was.
So when I said and walked in, I'm like, oh, look, Pod Fiction's here. And Alicia's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, and I realized how terrible that table spot is.
Yeah.
That's a bad spot to put a table.
Yeah.
It's fucking like literally like, hey, keep walking.
Yeah, because
nobody's stopping off at the first.
Literally,
table.
this is exactly what happened. We almost missed that table, which is so funny. We walk in, we give them our tickets, and we're just kind of like talking about what we want to do. Walked right past the table.
Oh, really?
And it's like I literally just did what we did. Everyone was doing to us last year. It's
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
So funny. And I didn't even go on the other side up there. I just literally went this way.
No,
and went straight down.
There's only 2 areas. Like it's around and then it's down, and then there was that downstairs area.
Yeah, which is seems very inconvenient for like vendors on that side.
I'm pretty sure that those tables aren't super expensive. So if like you're a local vendor and you want to kind of get in the scene, like that's a good starting table.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure on the floor, like the tables out there are just like twice the price. So it's
I think they're like $80.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong. But,
could be more this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
They raised the price from $5 to $10.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I'm like $5, and I'm like, oh, $10. And I remember being in that meeting when they're like, we're not going to raise prices because like the money doesn't really like because it's owned it's ran by like the city, so the money that they get from that goes back to the city basically. So they don't really need to charge that much. So I don't understand why they charge that much.
I don't know. And being in there, like I don't know if it was. What time did I go? I think it was there at like 2:30. So like it's open till like 5 or 6, right? Like it's 5 or 4 or 5, and I'm like, it's not like slam packed with like wall to wall people, but there's lots of walk in room. And I'm thinking like last year I remember them saying like, oh wow, like it wasn't a big turn as we thought it was going to be, and I'm like, you know what, that's understandable. And I'm like, but doubling the price of the ticket, not really a good move. Like I just was like, honestly, this is my experience. I walked in, literally did like a layer of like I walked through each area, looked at each table, and then I left. I didn't buy a single thing. Not that I had a problem with purchasing anything.
Honestly, the thing with me is what I bought was a couple comics that I couldn't find in Sudbury. That's it. I didn't really find anything I was really excited about. Like, in the defense, I did just pick up 2 really expensive figures at that time, so I was kind of like...
You weren't looking to spend a shit ton of money.
I wasn't even really looking to spend, like, a lot of money, but if something caught my eye, I was like, oh, that's cool. I did see one thing I liked, but I had no room to put it. It was like a Friday 13th Jason Takes Manhattan poster where it says, I love New York. But it's Jason slashing through the heart.
That's
and
pretty
it's like
cool.
Face and stuff like that. And it's like that poster is actually banned. They were going to use that, but New York didn't want them using their slogan.
Oh, really?
So they had to completely change their poster design. So that was the original poster, but they weren't allowed to use it.
That's
so
pretty cool.
It's got like a really cool history and stuff like that too. I was like, that's
that's actually one of the booths that like that one. They're like the guy that sells the big posters.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the place I was going to spend some money on, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a different man this year, but I'm looking at things. I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking use that. Why would I put money into that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It looks really cool though.
Yeah.
It's really inviting because it's like in your face and there's so much, and it's like these look really cool. But then you're like thinking like, I don't want to put an unframed poster up.
Yeah.
So unframed posters look like I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you have to frame the poster.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're spending extra money on top of the $35 you're paying for the poster to get that shit framed. That's a big fucking poster. It's a big fucking frame.
Big fucking posters. So it's like, and then you just kind of like after that thought, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking.
Yeah. It bugs me because I'm the target demographic of that convention. Like my age, my interests,
100%. I'm
the target demographic. So when I'm walking around looking at things and I'm disinterested, that to me is like I'm sad.
But I think the target is also children as well.
Yes,
for kids. I want to say like kids aren't really that interested in comics. I didn't see like too many kids going through like bins of comics. Like I think like maybe like 15 years ago, you would see like a group of kids like going through comics, and be like, oh, look at this one, look at this one. Now it's like one kid maybe rifling through a couple, but it's mostly adults.
Yeah,
it's mostly adults looking through comics. So yeah, like I think like the target demographics people like us, but they're going for like a wide variety.
Family friendly.
It's also it's like a lot of stuff we've already seen at almost everything there.
Yeah.
Almost every vendor we've seen at least 4 times at this point.
Yeah.
And we like really don't purchase much from them.
No.
And we know most of the vendors as well.
Yeah.
From doing conventions, so it's like. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's cool, but you know what? I'd rather just have money than not.
Exactly.
And just be like, hey, if I want to get something else.
Yeah.
On the internet, because internet shopping is like.
It's the way to go, unfortunately.
Exactly. But I love conventions. I love doing it. But yeah, I get what you're saying in a sense that like but like for like people that have never been, it's really cool. For people that have been like so many times, it's really like the same song and dance.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. Like honestly,
No,
there's lots
honestly,
of
I like to see people thriving. That
Yeah.
like seeing like Rob Sachetto and like Kyler Thomas Green and Cal and those guys doing
Yeah.
like good business. So it's like good for them.
Man, if they can go there and like they can promote their business and they can make some money off of whatever they want to do, it just helps their brand, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's somebody out there, probably lots of people
trying to branch out as well from being the like the convention is trying not to be a city run thing.
Oh.
And doing it like what's the word I'm looking for?
like public, like they want to do it like privately funded, like
yeah, exactly, privately funded, so that the money that they take can go into a separate like next year's con instead of not because they can't use them like they only have it for that year.
Yeah.
And when the year's over, that money goes into like government stuff.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to the government, so they have to use that money that they get from that con within that year.
And imagine, like, I'm sure through the years residually, you could probably make more of a profit. And see, you know what? I actually wouldn't have a problem paying more money for a ticket if it helps bring better stuff the year after.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Especially because, like...
Well, that's what I was talking to Alicia about, too. Like, because, like, myself, like, I go to cons because I want to look at games. Like, my main hobby when it comes to, like anything nerdy is gaming. Mm-hmm. So I don't want, like, pictures or pieces of a thing of a game. I want the actual game itself. I want to go game hunting. I love that shit.
Also, I kind of want to just throw this out there. I do not like the arena as a venue.
No.
I think it is an extremely like complicated venue.
It's also very limiting.
Yeah.
You can't like do more shit. Well, I guess that's true at every venue. You can't like do more shit with it, right? Like it's like pretty much your only option is get smaller tables and bring in more vendors. That's your only option.
Yeah, like I honestly don't even know what the biggest venue is
here in Sudbury.
Yeah.
Probably like the Caruso Club or
it isn't really that big compared to like the arena. I just don't like the layout at all of it.
No,
the arena. It's like just like there's way too much like kind of like just everywhere around you. It's like I don't know. It's not a comfortable flow. You know, you kind of go like when you go to like Fan Expo, there's a really comfortable flow getting in through aisles.
It's all
stuff.
wide, right? Like
exactly. You got huge, but that again, there's 100,000 people going to those cons.
Yeah,
but I really like I like a flat floor layout.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like I don't mind like you're literally standing on an ice rink without the ice.
Yeah, exactly. And you got like
you always
can at the top, and it's like, you know what? If I see something I like, I'm not really gonna, and I'm already down there. I'm like, do I really even like it that much? Or am I gonna go walk up the stairs? No, I'm gonna leave.
It's a lot of stairs too. It's like fucking 50 stairs.
It's not that we're lazy. It's just like when you think about it, you're like, okay, no, meh. It's just like, it's better when everything's laid out very like. Simply laid out.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I very much do. I do love the convention. It's a lot of fun.
I find the floor that the ice rink is on is very limited to the people actually that you do have there. There's not very many vendors.
Yeah, I feel like though each year I go, I want more. And but I was thinking about the game vendors and stuff. Like if they were privately owned, they could like bring in like vendors from Toronto or anywhere else, right? Where like you could actually, because that's the thing that like you're not really like.
Well, vendors don't get paid to come.
No,
guests get paid to come.
Exactly.
So, they're like being like go private would really like do much for the vendors. You'd be like, hey, this how many people are coming. Like we'd like you guys to come if you want to come. Like, stuff like that.
Well, that's what people probably weigh in value. Like, we're not going to travel 5 hours to go up north for 3,000 people.
Especially for a day convention.
Yeah.
A lot of people like do the 2-day convention, which I know that convention wouldn't do too well with 2 days.
No.
Like, it does okay with 1 day.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think they're like, I feel like the con should be more busy.
Yeah.
Than it is, because it's like semi-busy.
Fucking wind-ass wind.
That wind? Oh, that's because there's a fan there. Yeah. I didn't notice that. But yeah, like, I don't want to knock the con.
Oh no, I enjoy the con.
It's just like things like this is just like we're just
constructive
like,
criticism.
Exactly, constructive criticism. It's not the negative to any of the people because like the people that put on the con are very hard workers.
Yes, absolutely.
They honestly deserve like a good pat on the back for the work they do and bringing stuff like this to our community that we did not have like 10 years ago.
Exactly.
So it's very cool. I really like the...
it's easy to say, like, oh, Sudbury could do this or could do that or could do this, but it's like, we don't have a bigger venue. We have what we have the tables we have, the people we have, like, we're working with the best we got. So it's like, it's either you have this convention or Sudbury has no convention. Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, the baseline here. Yeah. It's like, but, like, if going forward there could be stuff that could be improved, there are some ideas, I guess.
I really like that they give Eastlink a booth. I think that's cool. Yeah. I think it's really nice that those TV shows get exposure to those conventions.
Yes,
and they
absolutely.
get like a free table. They don't have to pay for it, and they get to stay there all day. They get like little big panels because they're on the big stage. But it's like I really dig that. Like the wrestling got one, the Late Night Ticket got one, and Talk Nerdy got one. I really think that's cool. I dig it. I'm glad that I'm guessing that they like those guys fought to or not fought, but like definitely brought it to Eastlink's attention.
Yeah.
I don't think, or maybe that like
I think Eastlink was a sponsor, and it kind of just went hand in hand for them.
I think so as well.
Eastlink is smart enough that all of their local shows have like a good enough definitive audience that we're like, if somebody does a thing, they have someone that can go and be like an Eastlink rep, which is cool.
Yeah. Also, our episode aired not that long ago, like a while ago.
Did it actually?
Yeah,
for
my brother watched it.
Late Night Ticket?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was cool.
Check us out on Late Night Ticket. We're famous, basically.
Basically famous.
What did
What's going to be on my tombstone?
Basically famous. I could be BF.
Yeah.
Basically famous. Man, oh man. But no, like, honestly, the Graphicon, like I said, there's lots of stuff that could be improved, but that's just like small nitpicky shit. But if you're in Sudbury, you've never been, check it out next year. I'm sure they'll do it next year as well.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely
You'll have
like,
a fucking good time.
There's a lot of really cool stuff if you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And like sometimes if you a lot of the artists come up with like new stuff, so it's like cool stuff you liked, but now they got newer stuff.
I think Michael and I are at the point in our lives where we're like past the like infancy stage where like everything is fun and exciting, and we're looking at ways to improve things, like
I think so.
Artistically, creatively, and logically.
Yeah.
So obviously, if anything we said was like, "Oh, that's mean," we're not being mean. It's coming from a good place. Trust us.
Yeah.
We're not shit tier humans.
We really like appreciate like all the hard work that goes into those conventions,
and we're really close friends with a lot of people that are running the conventions and partake in them. So
exactly. So it's more of like things that bug us a little bit, but. It comes from a good place, and, and we we go to every year, so we support it. So it's not like we don't support it and we talk shit about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
fuck.
You got my money. You got my $10.
Fuck you. Taking all the way to the bank. But yeah. So that's pretty much Graphicon in a nutshell. Thank you. Yeah. Check it out. Thank you. As if we're done. We're not done. We got more shit. Don't stress.
Exactly. So last year at some point. There was a tiny picture in a comic book previews of Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah.
And if a lot of collectors know this, a lot of non-collectors don't know this, but Pennywise, the original Tim Curry, they made nothing for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They don't have any toys for him. Like, at all. Like, NECA's making the first Pennywise toy right now.
Of the Tim Curry generation?
Yes.
Wow.
All because of it. Like, the new one.
Yeah.
So I thank them very highly. But so... I saw this in the previews. It was a very small picture, and it looked pretty cool. It was a talking statue, and
which sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm like, that's fucking cool, and it looked good from like the small picture I got. Like, not much detail you can see in a tiny picture, but I'm like, that's really cool. So I'm like, I'm gonna order it because I want something Tim Curry in my collection, like the Pennywise. And so I completely forgot about it. This must have been like fucking maybe in July of last year that I ordered it.
Ooh, July 2017 Michael was a different Michael.
Exactly. Different guy in general. And so it came in the other day. So I totally forgot I bought it. And then I'm like, how much is it? So it's $160. So I'm like, fuck, that's pretty steep. But I'm like, whatever. Cool. I'll go get it. I like Pennywise still. I'm still a Pennywise fan. So then I pick it up, take it home, pull it out of the box, open up the styrofoam, and I've never been, like, I was so fucking disappointed. So the company that makes it is called Factory Entertainment, and so it's a about 10-inch standing polystone statue of Pennywise with a plastic base that you press a button and it says, like, the phrases. So I start off looking at the paint job is absolutely fucking horrific. So the mouth is literally painted like a drunk person putting on lipstick. It's all over the face, all like up the side of the cheek, just really ridiculous. The teeth of the statue are just white dots painted on the red lipstick, which looks fucking stupid. Looks so bad. The eyes are just black dots. That's it. Someone just took a black marker and put dots on it. The sleeves have like a metallic...
like shine to them almost.
Metallic, like blue paint.
It makes me think of like cheap 90s nail polish, dude.
It really does. That's 100% what it looks like because it's like not quite blue.
Yeah.
But it's not quite silver. It looks gross.
It's silver.
And like Pennywise's costumes, all like primary colors and stuff. Like it's that straight colors, just blue, or it's just purple. You know, like it's not like a bit of metallic paint or metallic. in the fabric.
He doesn't fucking step out in the sunlight and shine like a vampire from Twilight, my dude. There's no reason for this.
Exactly. So that was my first issue, is that the paint job is horrible. The sculpt itself ain't terrible, but the head sculpt does not look like Tim Curry. Then it was like, okay, whatever. If I look at it far enough, it looks okay. Which is fucking the saddest thing they can say. And so this like whatever, you still got that the lines from the movie on the box that says like from the high definition version,
HD man.
Yeah, the high definition version of or the audio remastered of it.
Dolby 5.1.
100%. So I press a button, and it's like, and it's like this really horrible like sound that you'd expect out of like a cheap toy that talks. Yeah. It's like the audio box is like completely fucking muffled. And
it's almost like the audio box is in plastic and there's no room for the audio box to talk, so you're hearing it through plastic.
Exactly, 100%. That's exactly
That's what it sounds like, man.
And so it's like a very badly muffled sound. And it sounds like if I took a tape recorder and went to an old RCA TV, like a fucking big one, played it on my VHS player, recorded it, and then took that recording and put it into this toy, I think I would get a better
quality.
Yeah. So I messaged the company. I told them how shitty this figure is, and I would like a full refund for basically a con for putting a small picture and it saying that it was this like highly detailed statue that looks like fucking trash. So there will be a review of this coming out very shortly.
Yeah.
I know when I'm done recording it, Brendan wants it immediately.
Oh, I actually kind of like, I've never really wanted to hold a figure in my life like I do this one.
$180 is yours, buddy.
I'll pass. I'll give you 20 and a shot in the fucking head. It's so comedically bad that it's almost like kind of funny. I hate that my best friend spent $180 on a piece of fucking child's shit.
Yeah.
But like it's so comedically bad that it's almost like playing a bad game where you're like, okay, it's kind of funny. Or like watching a bad movie, like, oh yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like the toy, it's just like, how could you ever be like, this is acceptable?
I know. It's like when a child paints something, you don't sell it to somebody for $180. Regardless, whatever the fuck you try to pass it off as.
Well, think of it this way, right? Because this toy's mass produced. Like, there's no way that like it's one man like painting every single one.
It's like fucking a team of like fucking like guaranteed. It's like a team of cheap workers painting these.
Oh,
like what's it called? Like a
slave labor.
Yeah, guaranteed.
That's fucked.
There's no way some fucking acclaimed art, like some guy that's like, you know what, I paint statues for a living, did any of this work. Because it's so fucking bad. I've seen better painting in Mexico.
Man, you know what you should do is, if you can actually find a review online of it, pause it on the face and put yours next to it. See if they look exactly the same or they're different. Because if they're different, they're painted. But if they're the same, that means they're factory made, which is even worse.
I actually can kind of see the brush strokes in some of it. I'm pretty sure
that's even fucking worse.
It's that fucking bad.
You ever like here's a good example. You ever been driving and you see like beautiful cars passing? It's just cars, and then one passes you that was obviously painted by somebody with like fucking wall paint, and you're like, that's not good. That's what this toy's like.
Yep, that's exactly what that toy is like. Fuck. I hope that company gets back to me soon and gives me a full refund.
They've actually closed up shop right away.
Wouldn't be surprised.
They're done.
Would not be surprised. But I also have a good news. I have a DX11 2.0 Joker figure coming in soon.
Ooh.
That figure's worth a lot of moolah. I traded something very expensive to get that.
You traded a little piece of Graphicon history, not Graphicon, Fan Expo history.
No, yeah. And that's the Heath Ledger Joker version. And it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna take pictures. I'll probably do a review of it because it's a highly acclaimed figure.
Yeah, you have to.
Gotsta.
You have to.
Gotsta.
You gotta review it.
Gotta do it.
It actually looks pretty cool. And from what I can see, I don't know if it's just like that. Like, I don't know if it's the same makers, but like I find they come with like a lot of extra shit, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's all Hot Toys. Hot Toys is like they like really pride themselves on being like the most detailed 1/6 figure that you can get ever. That's why they cost a lot of money, is because they're the best.
Yeah, well, and it's almost like it facilitates the need to like buy a second one because you want to pose it with the other stuff, right?
Exactly.
Like, there's
so
so much stuff.
Want the collection, right?
Yeah.
Of, like It's like, hey, I got the Joker. Well, I want the Batman.
Yeah.
Then I want the Bane.
Yeah.
And then I want this, and I want that. So it's like
You have
it becomes
to.
a fucked up addiction.
Fuck, man. And they're not cheap either, right?
No,
Like
they're a couple hundred. The Joker was 100.
Yeah. Momo 100.
It's definitely the most expensive figure I have in my collection by far.
Really? Yeah.
Almost double.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. But
It's good. It looks good. It looks sexy. Yeah. I respect the shit out of that.
You're gonna come over when I get it?
Yeah, we'll unbox it together. I feel like it's ceremonious. He got it.
Don't touch that.
I'm spitting all over it.
All right. So one last thing we want to cover before we head off into La La Land is so the other weekend, me and Brendan watched a WWE Hall of Famer. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He will be though. Fight his second professional fight in the UFC against Michael Jackson, who used to be a reporter.
Really?
And, yeah, he was a reporter, and now he's a UFC fighter as well. He's also his second fight in UFC, and I kind of want an outside view of this. I don't want to give my own view right now. So, Brendan, can you take it away?
What do you want me to just kind
I
of?
want you to tell me your thoughts on that fight.
That was a very embarrassing fight for CM Punk. And I only say it was embarrassing because there were several times where
I would say it's embarrassing for both of them. For the sport.
Oh yes, 100% over. The most embarrassed person I feel would be like CM Punk, because what happened was I remember the part that sticks with me the most is during the fight. Mike Jackson gets off of him, and the ref is like, okay, get up. It's like if that ever happened to me, I'd be like, I'm done the fight.
Yeah.
Like, he intentionally could have taken him out, but he didn't.
That's Mike Jackson because he wasn't doing anything.
So
that's why they stood them up.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Because he wasn't doing anything, and like when he was literally like what Dana White calls bolo punches. I don't know what that is, but it's basically moving your hand like this and then punching. Where the person's
it's like a fake out.
Exactly. So he just kept doing that instead of just like
feeding him real shots.
His Mike Jackson, what he said after, he's like, you know what, like, that guy has a family. I don't want to fucking give this guy brain damage. Like, he's almost like 40 years old, so I'm just kind of like peppering him a shot. Like, I don't want to like KO the dude.
Yeah.
But it's like he knows the risk going into the fight. You know the reward coming out of the fight. If you get like fucking probably $30,000 more if you knock him out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get a KO bonus.
That's pretty
fuck. Yeah, when you finish somebody, you get a win bonus. If you get knocked out of the night, you get a bonus. Sorry, I was thinking of the UFC TV show rules. If you knocked him out in like spectacular fashion, you would have got like KO of the night, or you could have got like fight of the night, which is like an extra $50,000.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Robert Whittaker got $100,000 more for his fight.
Really?
On what he already made.
That's really good for them.
Yeah. For him, Romero got nothing.
See, I don't really know much about like the technique of UFC or of actual fighting in general, but when I was watching and they're commentating and saying like all the things he could have been doing to like prevent stuff from happening.
Oh, they were talking mad shit about the fight, but it's like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just I didn't notice. And
you get more of like an inside view of it from a professional standpoint. Yeah, where you're like, okay, I know something's wrong here, and these guys are telling me what's wrong.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I was like, he's not doing good, and I know for sure that if Mike Jackson wanted, he could have won that fight easily.
Well, he did. I think he did win the
fight.
No,
I mean, like won it through.
Easily. Yeah,
like it didn't have to go 3 rounds.
No, it did not.
He could have finished. Like round 1 was pretty strong for CM Punk.
The way he was throwing punches and kicks were very like how I would envision somebody just starting out fighting.
Yeah.
Like their first amateur fight.
Almost all of his high kicks were literally just rounds. Like he'd kick and then spin around.
Yeah, exactly. I see that sometimes, but not as much as he's done it because he didn't have the room to do it and stuff like that.
Also the hair.
Yeah, his hair was like way in his face. He should have got a haircut or tied it back or something. Did cornrows for the fight. They do that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that did stand out to me was how amateurish both fighters kind of were. It was very like, I would see this in a very lesser event.
Yeah.
Not even Bellator. Bellator's way better than that. Maybe like something like one fighting, like a very like low type of fight. But like then again, like people paid money to see him, right? So like that's what they paid for.
Yeah, I want to give him a bit of a show.
His career should be over. just from a standpoint of he is getting too old for this sport.
Yeah.
He can't hang with Mike Jackson, and Mike Jackson can't hang with UFC fighters. Like,
and that's a big problem. Like, if you're legitimately competing,
if you're getting the shit kicked out of you by a guy who shouldn't be in the UFC, then you shouldn't be in the UFC.
Yeah.
He's like one of his coaches. Like, his coach is Duke Rufus, and he's one of the best coaches for the UFC.
Really,
He trains a bunch of like champions.
I wonder what kind of training they go through. It kind of just blows my mind that like you can't retain that knowledge. But you know what the thing is, when you're actually in the fight, it's probably a lot different. What's going
100%.
through your head, like the thoughts that are in your mind, like you're not well, you should be, but when you're in that mode, you should be thinking like, how can I get out of this, or like what kind of punches can I? Because to me, what I would assume that you're doing is you're analyzing the fighter. You're looking at how they're attacking you, what they're bringing at you, how they you study them going in, how they fight, you know, and if they're trying to submit you or if you're on the ground, like how can I get out of this? Like what moves can I use in my arsenal?
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I'm not a fighter. I don't want to act like I am a fighter at any point. But what I've heard a lot is from I watch like a lot of UFC, and a lot of people say, like even coaches and stuff like that, say like everybody's got a game plan until you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
So literally like that one punch, when you get hit in the face, you're like, wow, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Your game plan changes, or maybe you're like, wow, that guy just got me. That's kind of embarrassing. Now I got to knock him out.
Yeah.
So then you get just like the vengeance thing. So it's in your head that you're trying to knock this guy's block off, and now your game plan of, okay, take it easy, let him come to you, and then take him down. That didn't work. Like, so they're like, I'm not saying that was his game plan. That kind of should have been his game plan.
A game
He did
plan.
go after a couple like takedowns, and they were really awkward takedowns. He was kind of like around his waist and not behind his legs, which I think he should have been, because you want to kind of like, because joints, right? You want to pull that joint out so that your legs aren't straight anymore.
Yeah.
You can't stand, so you want to pull the back of that leg out, and so that they fall. He was kind of like around their hips, so he kind of wanted to go for like maybe like a single leg or a double leg. I don't really know what he was doing. It was a very awkward fight, and it didn't look good. Dana White went to the media afterwards and was very upset. Like, that fight shouldn't have been on pay-per-view, and it's like, well, you're the one that put that fight on pay-per-view, knowing that neither of these guys have really octagon or like fighting experience. They're both very amateur fighters. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good in a way that like, I guess they got it out of their system, where it's kind of like, now what do we do with them?
Yeah,
do you keep them in the UFC? Do you keep fighting with them?
They're both fired, but
oh, really?
I think he said, well, he didn't say that. He said Mike Jackson's fired, but he said, I don't think CM Punk's gonna want to fight again. He's also 39.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. Like, he tried his run. You know what? Like, it's admirable. Like, he took a lot of punches to the face to show that you're a tough dude. And honestly, just to be like, hey, that guy can't fight, that's bullshit. He literally went into an octagon with a guy who trains to fight. Like, you know, like he could beat up an average person. Probably no problem.
Yeah. So he went on record and said Mike Jackson's not going to fight in the UFC anymore?
He said he wouldn't even put him on the Contender Series, which is like their Fight Pass show.
That sucks. Which is like
up-and-coming fighters and stuff like that. I didn't mind Mike Jackson was kind of, I think the fight, he was arrogant. Everybody's nerves.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, him talking, he's a very well-spoken individual.
He was a reporter. Man. Yeah, he's knowledgeable.
Guy. Like, I like listening to him. I think if he was a good fighter, he would be able to promote a fight very well, just because he's a very well-spoken individual, and he says like a lot of like cool stuff. So yeah, CM Punk, I think everybody is kind of like hoping, like, you know, man, I wouldn't say you embarrassed yourself. I'd say you went out and tried your hardest. And, no, it's admirable at best. I think it's a good time to hang up the gloves. Yeah. And if you ever want to return to WWE, I think they would accept him with open arms.
Yeah. And
they're still accepting like fucking Hulk Hogan at this point.
Yeah.
You're not
we'll take
yet.
anybody.
You literally got like still 20 years of wrestling.
Which is sad.
Yeah. Man, like, fuck.
But it was a good fight though. Like, it was good. Like, it was entertaining. Like,
good fight.
It was an attempt at fighting, and the whole rest. But I meant was like the rest of the card was like still pretty good. Like, there was lots of good fights on the card.
Yeah, it was a fun card. Brennan left after the second fight, so he literally has no idea what he's talking about.
No, I saw. Well, sorry, are those considered preliminaries? Like, they're not actual. Like,
which one?
I saw 2 girls fight. I saw 2 guys fight.
And you watched the prelims, but were probably a lot better than the cards.
They were pretty cool.
Kind of boring.
The one guy I was watching, I don't remember who was fighting, but
you left after the CM Punk fight, right?
No, I watched the one after that, and then I left.
Oh.
I watched the Russian guy.
Double shorts. It looked like he had this tattoo, but it looked like a second.
Yeah, I saw him fight. Yeah,
who fucking lost but somehow won.
Yeah, he fought the Russian guy.
Yeah, Andrei Arlovsky.
Yeah. Yeah, the one fight that I watched in the preliminaries, this guy was like raining elbows on this dude. Probably hit him with 5 elbows before the ref stopped it, and his face cracked
I was
open.
there. That was Curtis Blades versus.
That was fucked.
Curtis Blades versus Alistair Overeem, who's just been constantly getting knocked out, and he really should retire before he gets some serious fucking brain damage.
Was the
He's
guy
the one that got knocked out by Francis Ngannou, and it looked like he literally was unconscious before he hit the ground.
That's fucked.
Yeah, that was really fucked up.
Well, that's the thing, right? I feel like it's like even like hockey players or like football players. Like after you get rattled once, like it's kind of like hard to get back into that like I'm indestructible mindset.
Well, once you start thinking like about your health as a fighter, you're
whole
in like a serious way of like retirement. That's when you probably should retire.
Yeah.
Like just because like now you're not that fighter you were before.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna take those crazy chances. You're gonna like this is literally from like not from what I've said, but from podcasts I've heard from other like UFC fighters that are like active, and they're like, yeah, once retirement goes into your head, you should retire because you're always gonna have it's always gonna be itching your back of your brain. You're always gonna be like thinking about it.
Like what could happen?
Yeah. It's like injuries. Like some fighters, they have an injury and they never come back to the same person. Like Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
He had broke his leg and never came back to the same fighter.
No, his leg really broke.
It was like real broke.
Hold this fucking noodle leg.
Alright. I think that's like
that's
good.
it. That's good. That's good.
I really appreciate everybody tuning in today.
Yeah.
We love y'all. Leave a comment. Stuff you like. You know, like literally, me and Brendan just pick shit we like.
Yeah.
Because we get no input from you guys.
If
so
you
if you ever want to input something, just go the fuck ahead and input something.
Yeah.
Because then we can alter the show to something more that you enjoy.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything you guys want to. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we'll talk about Axion Verge.
It's good. It's a good game. It's a good game for good men.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Have a good one.
I recorded this in my basement.